Hello, this is Andrew from Trend Following Mentor. I want to share with you some ideas on trend following, and I'm going to give you some examples on, basically today I'm going to talk about some trend breakouts. And you're going to see some things that might get you excited, and I'm going to show you actually contradictory ideas. Actually, we pretty much all know that gold has been trending pretty much almost this last decade. And I'm going to show you some ideas of trades. Basically what happened here, as you can see, and these aren't, again, I'm going to say it hypothetically, but I did take these trades. I've been taking them. That's really not the issue. I'm going to give you some, well, actually these are real trades, but use them as an example for hypothetical reasons. Gold was a breakout trade. As you can see, it took out the X period high here. Very clearly you can see it. It was relatively a quiet market, not a lot of volatility. And for whatever reason, the trade worked, which is still, any trade is 50-50. The idea that it was a quiet market, I was able to put on 2 contracts, and you can see the profit here, $9,600. I'm trading, this is based on a $300,000 account, actually. So it was a 3.1% profit. But I want to point out the next thing, as much as, you know, they get the gold bugs out there. I took another trade, you can see right here, and it didn't work. And there was a loss of 0.4, or a loss right here. Then there was another trade, which you can see coming up here, right there, and it was marginally profitable. Then there was another trade that was nicely profitable, 2.7%, and then there was even another trade actually last year that was pretty amazing. But what is the idea? You're going to have small losses, small profits, and in this case, because gold really was trending, you had some, nice sized profits, but that's not the reality all the time. And what does that mean? I'm going to show you another example. Let's use the example of the yen, because you never know what markets are going to move or which ones aren't going to move. So what you have to do is you have to make yourself available for trades. And you can have your opinions on the yen, or you can have your opinions on gold, but again, it really never means anything. We'll use the example here. Had a breakout trade, took it, small profit, as you can see, $575 or 0.2% of my account. The next trade, which you can see here, which is reality, you take the trade, and immediately the trade doesn't work. So it's almost like a misnomer when I say to people, it's like, I say, how much is this trade going to cost me to see if it'll work? And I already know what it's going to cost me, unless there's gaps, or if the market goes limit up or limit down, which it definitely can. But immediately I took a loss. Immediately. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bars. That's it. Out. Quick loss. And then the next trade, another loss. You can see right here. Try again. Let's see what happens. And the trade didn't work. And then another trade didn't work. And then you have a trade that kind of worked. 0.9. What is my point here? You never know what's going to move or what's not going to move. You have a lot of small losses, which are fine, and a couple small profits to offset them. This is what trend following really is. I mean, we don't know what the future is going to hold. All we got to do is keep on putting them on. I don't have any magic wand to know the future, and actually no one does. So you can see in the yen, basically, we accomplished nothing. And there were some nice moves. It looks like some nice moves here. But the thing is, you had small losses, small profit, small loss, small loss, small loss, small loss. Nothing dramatic. And then you compare that back to what we were talking about with gold, and you had this pretty fat profit, this $13,337, that makes up for all these little small losses. And this is really what the whole idea of a breakout trade is. I mean, you're going to have, there's only 4 possibilities, like I say all the time. Big losses, which we attempt to mitigate by putting stops, but there's no guarantees. I mean, we can have limit up or limit downs or gaps, so you can have bigger losses. You're going to have a lot of small losses and small profits, like I showed you here. And rarely, and I'm going to say rarely, you're going to have these big profits that make up for it, that end up making your year. I'll show you an example. I mean, not to, here, I'll give you the one. Cotton was a fantastic trade. Here, just look at it. It came out of a quiet market, and for whatever reason, it trended tremendously. And on a one lot, you can see it was a $21,370 profit. These are rare, these big profits, and some of them even get over time. In my course of trading going back from 1994, there's some times that you had even bigger profits in the teens, which are just huge. But then on the contrary, you do have these losses. A lot of small losses, which you can see. Look on this percentage column right here. And this is what trading is. This is what trend following is. I want to get this point ahead of you. It's not a get rich quick. It's not a watch an infomercial or something on YouTube and start making money. It's a marathon. It's a battle. You have to learn how to think right. I'm here not just to teach you the exact methodologies which I use. I'm also going to try to teach you how to think as a trend follower, which I use the wording, and which is the antithesis of when a trader puts on a trade. I say, how much is it going to cost me to see if it'll work? When most traders put on a trade, they believe it's going to work already. That's the difference between me and many other traders. Again, this is Andrew Abraham. I'm coming to you from trendfollowingmentor.com. I'm looking to help you and to help you succeed in your goals in trend following. And you can come to the website, it's trendfollowingmentor.com, and look forward to having you as one of my students. Thank you.